Hello. Chris and I decided for a spontaneous Saturday evening, nothing to do straight.
Yep. If anybody's out there, please jump on and talk to us. We just were checking out Machine Lies stream. I actually liked Machine Lies a lot. I think he seemed like an interesting person. I've only talked to him like once, but and I like Cascadian obviously, but him and his girlfriend I think left, right? They probably went off to do something more interesting than that. But
Yeah, maybe so. I was surprised they were as into the streaming as they were. Oh, the racists are streaming tonight too.
oh, they are okay.
And Jim Bob's reviewing the Truman Show.
Interesting. Jim Bob. I don't know Jim Bob. You've mentioned him before, but I've never actually seen.
He was on that panel with Paul and Andrew that day. That
Okay.
He's interesting. I catch his show sometimes. I think he's ortho, but he makes an effort to kind of be thoughtful and intelligent about his philosophy.
It's cool.
It's kind of like with Andrew. There's things I agree with him with, and things I don't.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
we're working off of different sets of assumptions. But when they do align, I agree. Like he believes in free will, and so do I.
Yeah, that's a weird one when people don't believe in free will. But I have heard that more and more recently.
A lot, especially on the atheist side, the new atheists, and the Sam Harris people. They're really, it's almost like a dogma to them.
Yeah, it's one of those mimetic virus type things, like some sort of like idea virus that seems to like possess people at different points. Not literally.
It makes sense to them because they use causality. But I couldn't function if I thought I was living in a universe where all of my actions were predetermined and I had no control or ability to influence. Like I was just passively living out some causal chain.
And it's identical to Calvinism, so which is a rather old Christian philosophy, which is kind of funny to me. Like that atheists have adopted just basic Calvinism as their new, I don't know, intellectual dogma. It's like they even no matter how hard they try to the harder they try to separate themselves from any kind of spiritualist type idea, they seem to fall further and further into something that resembles a fundamentalist type ideology. I've seen that with atheism ever since I was a teenager. It's like I have no problem with someone that doesn't believe in God. Like I have no problem with that. But people that feel the need to talk about how they don't believe in God all the time, it's just religion with a different word set.
None of our ideas are really that new. I mean, they all have genealogies that can be traced back mostly to Greece or some modification of it in the Renaissance or modern age.
Yeah, most of the philosophical positions that exist have existed since Greece. Yeah. There was a philosopher that just had a philosophy for every stripe from those days. There's everything from Stoicism to any kind of like weird, Platonistic, which Platonism can be anything from something super logical to something super ethereal. So, there's so many different schools of thought that you can get from Greek philosophy. It's I'm not sure that we've really come up with anything truly new since then. So maybe some modifications or something, some ones that are maybe a little different, but different terminologies, but they all kind of boil down to the same kind of set of various outlooks.
Our metaphors change as technology develops. It gives us new models to like new images and metaphors to model our thinking over.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely.
So now we're going to have AI and digital and cybernetic models. In fact, I found a tweet today that was interesting that I want to look at. It kind of reminded me of some of this. Hang on, I want to make a post on Twitter that we're live. Some of the stuff that Machine talks about. Let me pull it up.
I like his channel aesthetic. It reminds me a little bit some of the Discordian stuff that I used to kind of follow around on the internet, but I wish he actually focused his stream to focus on those ideas. I think there's some interesting word salad ideas he has in his titles.
Oh shit, I didn't bookmark it. Hate speech is the best marketing campaign for censorship of the 20th century. Let me find, I think it was from Cultural Tutor. I think I can find it. Yeah, this. Well, come back. Yeah, like one of the best ways to tell how much the world has changed is by looking at how we measure things. We used to base length and time on estimations, and now they're the ground state hyperfine transition frequency of the cesium-133 atom. The first obvious conclusion is that civilization has shifted from being agricultural. A second conclusion is our world has become much more interconnected.
No, this is an interesting little treatise here.
And the third conclusion, this is the part that interested me, is that we are increasingly relying on technology. Everybody knows this, but the change in methods of measurement brings it home. 500 years ago, such extreme precision wasn't possible, nor was it needed. But now in a world of global computer systems, nuclear reactors, and satellites, it's indispensable. So he's talking about standardization, how we had to gradually standardize at higher and higher scales. And the standardization creates a dependency on the technology that's causing the need for the standardization in the first place. So we're locked into technology in a way, even if it's not computers and stuff, the fundamental like substrate that the entire modern world runs on is this standardized form of technology that we can't live without. It's impossible to transition out of it now.
Yeah.
And that's machine's whole point, is that you can't escape technology. It's controlling us. We're not controlling it. And we're kind of slaves to it, which to me is like a hyperbolical way of looking at it. I'm not that dramatic about it, but we're definitely locked into not only a paradigm, but an actual material reality that has us dependent on our technology. But that's kind of always in the agricultural society was dependent on the technology of the time to get the farming and stuff done.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's
just at a scale. It's at a global scale now that it was never before. Oh, Hank's going to come up.
Cool. There's no doubt about it that if like a solar flare were to create an EMP pulse that actually wiped out, all of our technology, even if it was like a week or something, which I don't really understand this idea that an EMP could permanently disable all technology, because we would just bring it back up because it's not generated by the sun or something like that. I mean, like solar is, but the solar panels would continue to work afterwards. But an EMP could definitely shut everything down for a little while. But in that situation, yeah, a lot of people would die. There's no doubt about it. There's a lot of people on the earth right now that are completely dependent on the technology. That just the very basic technologies of just everything from air conditioning to, farming and everything, the way we farm vegetables and cattle and everything else. I mean, everything is so hyper industrialized. Yeah, without technology, and yeah, with computers too. I mean, it's definitely more precise, but I don't know how many deaths there would be if we just lost like the ability to in a precision way measure things. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not really that familiar with that form of measurement, I guess, down to the quantum level type thing, at least in how it's used in everyday life. I don't know.
I don't know. I think we're reaching a threshold that none of us can see beyond right now. We have quantum computing on the horizon. We have genuine AI on the horizon, if it happens. So once we cross those points, I think that it's the game is wide open as far as possibilities of. I don't know if it'll happen in my lifetime. I just want a nice, cozy nursing home where they're going to take care of me. They're dependable. I have access to my entertainment and my books, and I can just stimulate myself and live out my days. I don't want anything complicated, but I do want that security and reliability. That's my only ambition for my personal life. The next
fair.
generation can take it from here.
That's fair. Have you seen what quantum computers even look like? I have to admit, I don't understand why they look that way. They look insane.
I wish John Stokes would come on and talk one day. I might be a little too small fry from him, but we did go to the same little school together.
Oh, that's cool.
We're actually from the same town. He is a techie. He writes about AI and all this cutting edge tech stuff. And I would love to not even pick his brain, just passively listen and absorb his wisdom.
See here.
But I don't think I'm in that league yet.
Wait, does it work?
Oh, Chris. Who? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I let Chris on. I hope you're not porn. Who is Chris?
That's just me.
That's you.
I'm sharing, and I was sharing this image of the quantum computer.
It shows up like a in the same little window as people joining. Okay, that's a quantum computer.
Yeah, I don't know why it looks like
modern one. Wow, it looks like the old back in the Victorian days.
I know it looks like it's made of like old. That's
and
the
those
IBM.
Are going to be like the size of a phone after they perfect it, just like the other technology.
It's massive right now. Yeah, that's the IBM 50 qubit one. So
I would give me a copyright strike. It looks cool.
Yeah, I just don't know why they look like that. There's tons of images on them, and every time I see that, I'm just like, what is all this stuff? I understand what I'm looking at when I look at a computer now. Even the giant mainframes, I get it, but I don't even know what that is. I don't. It looks like it's like a steampunk thing or something, you know?
Yeah. Which that steampunk, that little fad, it was a cool little fad for a while, and it's already gone. Like nobody does steampunk anymore.
I still see it as an aesthetic. A steampunk game just came out in the Xbox. I just haven't really been into playing games lately, but it
was like a cool little subculture. They had people that actually dressed the part and would hang out and go to bars, and they had steampunk.
It's kind of that hipstery. It's kind of a hipster little thing
like
that they have.
What is it? The SCA, but for Victorian age.
Yeah. I have a couple of like little steampunk items around here somewhere, like a jacket or something like that was in that style. I thought something was kind of cool, but I never really got into it to that degree, you know, like where I was a steampunk kid or anything. But you know, it was a little subculture scene, kind of the same way that ska was for a little while, or swing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Had that same kind of vibe to it, but there was no music.
And now is it synthwave? Is that the latest one?
I mean, that's really kind of dead too, unless the Ortho Bros are resurrecting it. But I mean, that was more like 2011. It hasn't really been.
I know all the modern music is like Taylor Swift and Kylie Minogue, and
is Kylie Minogue still big?
Oh my God, yeah! She just came out with a new album. It's fantastic, and she did one during COVID that she made. She produced it all herself, like because she was on lockdown in her house.
She's a genius. I think
it is amazing. It's amazing. It's like the best of the 80s, except it was made in 2020. It's disco dance pop.
I like Kylie Minogue. I always have. I think she's like, she was always one of the few pop stars that was kind of elevated, you know? Like
I like her better than Madonna.
Oh, definitely. I've never cared for Madonna.
Madonna's first album was good, and that kind of set the template for all the dance pop that came after. But the Like a Virgin album just sucked. It was so bad. And then she went into all this political, like the music got sacrificed to image and politics. But the first album, because she had Jelly Bean Benitez helping her with the music was actually good, and the reason to buy the album.
I used to hang out with a lot of gay guys, so I've heard Madonna's entire catalog.
Oh, you probably know more about it than I do. I would just hear at the bars when they come out. All the queens would go run to the dance floor, and that was the new Madonna song. When I first started going to gay bar, like the very first day I went to the voguing song, like the voguing, and all the little gay boys were voguing on the dance floor. I'd never seen that before. I didn't know what any of it was. I felt like such a misfit.
Thankfully, most of the guys I knew that like Madonna and stuff, they really like the early stuff mostly. And I agree, their first album's good. There's a couple of tracks and some of their albums that aren't bad, but I'm not a huge fan of. I've never been a huge fan of Madonna. And they also
she was in a new wave band.
Was she?
Like No Wave. I love No Wave from late 70s New York City.
I didn't know that.
I
didn't know she was ever in a band.
Yeah, she was in a No Wave band for like very briefly. I forgot what it was called. And Sonic Youth knew her. That's why they did that whole tribute album to her, Chacona Youth. And then, so when she got famous, they're like, "That's Madonna from such and such band that used to play at the No Wave clubs with them."
Huh. That's really cool. I've always
so that made her slightly cooler in my book.
Oh, definitely. That makes her slightly cooler to me right now, even. But I have to admit, though, I've always thought that, like, whenever pop stars like Britney Spears or somebody, when they start fading in popularity, if I was their manager or something, that's what I would do. I would be like, okay, you're not really selling albums anymore. We're going to set you up with this band, as the front person for a band. That would completely make Britney Spears cool to people. If she fronted a rock band and and it wasn't like Britney Spears and whatever, versus a band that suddenly I don't like Britney Spears, but although Toxic is a good song, that's one good track, but that's
a song.
Was that
not a description of her? That's a song.
No, you know her Toxic?
I don't know. Think about Britney. Other than that, she's from Louisiana, and I cringe that we share a state.
I can't remember.
Don't judge me by Britney Spears.
Yeah, it's a really good producer that did the track, so it's really a good track. I don't know.
I couldn't name a single Britney Spears song. If I was on Jeopardy, I would flunk out of that entire category.
I used to hang out with a lot of people that listen to it, so I never liked it, but I like that one song. But I prefer there's a bluegrass group that did a cover of it, and it's really awesome. Nickel Creek does a cover of Toxic, and I love their cover of it because they actually do like the bluegrass fiddle stuff. They do some of the sounds from the beat, and they do on all the fiddle, and it sounds really cool. So I like that. Because the song itself is good. I just don't like her. I don't like she has a very good voice, and I've never cared for. But yeah, all the queens I used to know that they loved Britney Spears, and I never got it. I see it with Madonna. Madonna was like a stone cold like diva,
right? But it's they like it because of the image. She's like the archetype of the strong, powerful woman, like Yas Queen, that they identify themselves with. It's not the music necessarily.
Right. I mean, I would think though that they'd probably gravitate more to Christina Aguilera or something because she always seems stronger.
Oh, they do. They loved her. Like when Moulin Rouge came out.
Yeah, that was a big deal. Yeah, that was a big
Celine, Christina, Cher. That was a big one.
Yeah. Cher was definitely big with them, with the other guys I knew. But
Barbra Streisand, the divas. Janet Jackson, for some reason, was huge.
Yeah, Janet Jackson was definitely huge. Maybe because she looked a little bit like her directly, but I thought she looked like a little bit like a dude.
I don't know. I had Susie and the Banshees. Susie Sue was my diva.
Oh, I love Susie and the Banshees. Susie and the Banshees is the shit. I love all of their stuff actually.
But they're not as good as The Cure.
I mean, like I said, I don't hate The Cure or anything. I just don't understand why they're considered goth.
You don't understand why they're considered goth?
Aesthetically, but not musically. But I think of goth music, I think of something much darker and
half of their catalog is goth. Just because they did some poppy stuff doesn't negate all the goth. It just doesn't
sound that goth
they did. That was 1978, 79. Susie's first album, The Cure's first album, which is more punk than goth, and Joy Division all came out about the same time, and that started the goth movement. And then they had Johnny Rotten, the PIL, Public Image Limited, too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely agree with you on.
But they were all part
on-
of the origins of goth, of modern goth music that we know as goth. So to not include the Cure as goth, they were one of the founders. Hey, Hank,
How's it going, Hank?
Hey,
what's
Chuck.
up?
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, how's it going, man?
10 years.
I'm just
Yeah, can you
letting,
hear us?
letting you talk because I'm not familiar with the subject. I mostly listen to video game music
Okay.
instead of pop music. So I don't know.
What is that's
pretty
like that Atari sound, like Casio sounding music?
Well, it's we went beyond that, so I say
Was
yes,
is it more
but we went
cinematic
beyond that.
now?
It's so that's mostly just instrumental variants and stuff.
I made a track out of. I took the Metroid theme and turned it into this thing. It's on my SoundCloud. It's pretty good. I think it's one of
Do
my
you
only
think
early
we'd get
tracks.
copyrighted if we tried to play
No.
it?
No, I didn't. I took one part of it sampled, but it's just a sound. It's like a single sound, and I don't think that's
But would
It's
the
the one-
bot detect it?
no. I mean, like I said, that sound. I don't think there's anything even for the bot to detect, because like that would mean like anybody put a gameplay channel.
But it wasn't anything
did,
of
like,
that
a-
other song
a
either.
Let's Play. Yeah, I'm still not convinced that was necessarily the song. I think it still might have been that video clip that they were claiming, but they didn't take either thing out. So, what's
Okay,
it?
well,
I'm
let's-
trying to remember the name of it. The name of it is.
I found it.
You found it? Okay.
Let's try it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, themes. There it is.
Can y'all hear it?
Yes.
It sounds gothic.
I
Gothic
agree.
ambient.
Yeah, I listen a lot
Yeah,
of
they-
ambient.
It's instrumental. There, I don't have anything vocal in any of this stuff. I didn't add any vocal stuff till way later on.
Does it pick up?
Yeah, it does.
I can hear it.
Is that the noise?
Yeah, the sound in the background is the.
Yeah,
Metroid
that's-
sound.
I feel like a bot could detect that.
Yeah, it's not anything of that. Because it's not
It
a
doesn't
it's not a
match
long
anything.
clip from it. Yeah, it doesn't match anything. It's just that one sound effect, and like I think it's got to be 30 seconds long or something like that. So.
Well, don't
And
talk
I'll-
about anything interesting right now in case that's the part I have to cut out.
I just pointed out just because like I used to listen to video game music. So early on, I
I mean, I
did
can
most of my
I
stuff
can
by-
drop in the cyanide and I can prove it doesn't match anything. Then
Yeah, it should. It's just that sound effect from the game, like that sound.
and you can make that with triple oscillator. So
Curious.
Well, what else is going on? What are you doing on a Saturday night? It's late there, huh?
here,
Well, here. Who are you talking to?
Tank.
Okay.
it's 10:54. Late and early has no meaning to me. I split shifts today, so I don't know the difference.
I just went to check in, just see like what was happening in Machine live stream, and it looks like TCPS joined, but Simon is still the only person talking. And
He's gonna keep Simon up the whole time because of the drama.
I hate that. I absolutely hate that.
I know they were. I'm torn because the
Because he said that Sarah girl was annoying you, but at the same time, Simon's. I think
she
Simon's
was
worse.
just young. Like I was.
Yeah.
I was like her when, like maybe not her age, but when I was young. She's
Yeah.
just a new ager. Talking about we
Yeah.
sign a soul contract.
Yeah, I know some of the stuff she was doing silly, but it was at least interesting and she wasn't like being belligerent when people were like, arguing with her or anything. She seemed more or less amenable to have a conversation. But this Simon guy, all he was doing was just sputtering bullshit.
He was. I worked in mental health. I'm sure he's not completely.
Yeah, I agree. But TML isn't even there. Machine Lies isn't even on his own stream.
I know.
He still isn't. He still isn't. Looks like they're just like watching some YouTube video.
Although when I was on when I was on in Toilet Bowl, me and Trad was trying to talk, and Toilet Bowl was harassing. He did kick everybody off except for me and Trad, and let us have our conversation for like 10 minutes or so, and then he started letting them back in, and Toilet Bowl started up again. So I have seen him kick off the drama people if there's a good philosophical conversation going.
That's good.
But he's just as prone to kicking off the philosophy people if there's a good drama conversation.
But it wasn't a good drama conversation. There wasn't any really drama. It was just a belligerent guy streaming a bunch of stuff.
As an aficionado of drama, I was enjoying some of it. Especially that Joe Cool guy.
Oh, Joe Cool was fine. I was fine with him. I was just talking about the Simon guy he was just belligerent and unintelligible. I could literally every time he was talking, my brain just kind of like went I just went kind of slack jawed and I couldn't even process any of the words he was saying because it didn't make any sense. It was just like a stream of random nothingness.
Yeah, no, that was part of the entertainment. He's someone you laugh at, not with.
Sure.
And he was just the stimulus for Joe to play off of. Joe to me was where the real show was.
Yeah, but then he kicked everybody but Simon and what the
I won't go on the stream with him on it.
And he was just playing noises and stuff like that. So it was like
because he's another
annoying person.
He's like toilet level troll, and streams like Machine will attract those type of trolls because he will let them go on there. He was even inviting Toilet and all his gang on to come and talk.
I need a soundboard. That's if I can counter that garbage.
Discord has sound effects.
You need a soundboard like on to counter like the stuff on his stream. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, but just in case to run into one of those soundboards, if I can have my own soundboard ready as a counter offensive. Always be prepared.
I was when I first tuned into it, I was pretty into it even. But as soon as he left that Simon guy on, it just took over the whole thing, and it was not.
That's what
interesting.
But he streams. He's going to be streaming all night into the morning. So this is just one segment of the whole stream. So because he streams for so long, he has room to play with everything.
It's just weird how he drops out of his own stream and I guess goes and does something else or something. I don't know.
No, he lets them talk. He gives them the stage so they can fight it out.
Oh, they weren't fighting anything out. They were just.
Yeah, they were.
It didn't sound like anybody was really fighting anything except for just because the Simon guy wasn't responding to anything that was being said. He was just spouting stuff that. It was
maybe after you left, but they really got into it for a while. I was there with the popcorn the whole time.
I don't know. It wasn't that interesting to me because it wasn't real drama. It was just people just being belligerent at each other. But it's I do remember you made one comment about this you feel like you're in a bar. Yeah, I definitely did have that.
It did. It sounded like the drunks at the bar. You go to a bar with your friends and you'll meet random drunks and have those kind of crazy conversations with them. That's what it reminded me of.
Well, except for not meeting them, it's just overhearing someone's belligerent drunk conversation. But I'll usually move if I find they're being that annoying.
Sometimes it's interesting because they were entertaining. Like the normal regulars at the bar that we see all the time were not exciting. So the random drunk that was like Simon would be the one that me and my friends would engage with.
Oh, okay.
And that would be our entertainment for the night.
Well, now they're just when I saw it was just the four of them that were left, and TCBS and Simon and two others, and they were watching some video about a cop pulling the wrong person over or something. So
yeah, my problem is that I'll pretend what the drunk guy is saying makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I I've been around drunks my whole life. I know how to have conversations with,
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah,
have a conversation with them.
and they're not
I can
going to
have
remember
conversations
any
with
of it the
drunk
next day anyway. But I
didn't-
think he's more than just alcohol. This Simon guy.
Yeah, I don't think he was drunk. It was just I don't know. I couldn't make he wasn't stringing together sentences. It was just words. It would just be like blah 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 blah, and like people were, because that's what everyone else was saying too. They're just like, we have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, because
That's
it's
what
mental
Alan
health.
was saying. Right.
He was the one from that racist panel.
What, he was on that too? I didn't even notice.
Yeah, remember he was the British guy.
Oh, I had a different name, didn't he? Did he have a different
Simon.
name?
No, he was named Simon. He was named Simon. He had a black profile picture.
I think I just filter people like that out. I think I don't think I can catalog them in my head. It's just like
I guess I'm so like that. Where I come
I'll show
from,
you
that was
eventually, but usually I just fill in the missing parts and pretend, and then I'll make it sound coherent. So that's all. That's what I pretty much do for anyone. I'll just fill in the missing part until it's coherent.
this was word salad.
Yeah,
Like
including word salad.
schizophrenic word salad.
It's very word salad gives me a lot of room for improvisation.
But they were still having like Joe and him carried on for a while. They were still having a conversation because Joe could work around his word salad and still get responses from it. And I know how to do that too because I've worked. That's what you have to do when you work with that population.
Yep. So, yeah, since I did tech support calls and I do training now, I'm very good at it. Too good, if you ask me.
I would
used to
engage
like
with
to-
with the patients all the time. When I worked inpatient, I
Mhm.
would have conversations all the time with the patients, and one of the staff would come and tap me on the shoulder and say, "You realize that person's psychotic, right?" I'm like, the conversation made sense to me. Like I was able to carry on a conversation.
I used to have conversations with people
does
like
she realize that she sounds just as psychotic as the actual psychotic person to us? I guess
Well, that's
she
what they
doesn't.
said. They're like, "Well, that's diagnostic criteria." What you think I'm mentally ill? Why are you having me on this side of the staff?
Yeah,
I've been
I
around
don't
crazy
know.
people my whole life. Like it's drunk people and crazy people. It's I know how to interface with them.
Yeah, me too. Especially when you have power. Come on. That's the funniest thing. Crazy people with power.
I have to say, like I think I have a more negative reaction to that kind of thing these days after the last couple of years. Because I used to, like, when I work in the movie theater here that's now closed around the corner. Like that's where we had a lot of homeless people and they camped out, and they used to come over all the time, and a lot of them were crazy. I used to have conversations with them all the time, like sometimes really interesting conversations. Some of them were interesting people. There's this one guy that he always came in a wheelchair, and he kind of dressed like Tom Cruise in Born on the 4th of July, you know, and like these military fatigues and stuff like that. And I started talking to him, and over the time, I ended up finding out that he never was in the military. He wasn't disabled. He just used the wheelchair. And what he did before he was homeless, he used to own a video store. So we used to joke and say that he was a veteran of the format wars.
The military makes nice shoes. I have Belleville's right now.
Yeah. No, those are nice boots. But yeah, I mean, like I used to have interesting conversations with people like that, and he would oftentimes be drunk and belligerent and stuff like that, but I can still understand him. I don't know, something about that guy on the stream, like I didn't understand what he was saying. I was trying, and I stayed with it until Machine Lies kicked everybody off, but him and whatever it was, the other guy. As soon as like he did those, all I could hear was just screeching
I left
sounds.
too. I don't find the other guy interesting at all. But it's not. You're not trying to decode the logical coherency of Simon himself. You're listening to it in context of his conversation with Joe and the other people, and that's where the sense of it comes out.
Sure. I mean, I guess
It wasn't really important what Simon was saying at all.
Okay.
It was the interplay between him and the rest of the people.
He was the only thing I could hear, and I guess because I couldn't understand anything he was saying, it didn't really play his interplay for me. But I mean, I'm not judging. It's fine that other people like it. I just don't see the value in it. But I see the value in some drama content, but just not that. But it's not like I'm judging or saying that it's people that like that are inferior or anything like that. I don't think anything like that. I just don't get it. I don't get the appeal of like listening to someone like that talk over everyone. Every time someone tries to speak, he wouldn't even stop. He would just keep going. So
That's normal though. Like they did that on the racist panel.
oh yeah, they do. Yeah.
Volleyball does it. Like that corner of the stream, the panelverse, whatever, attracts those type of people.
They don't even have that many subscribers, and like their chat was just going so fast, I couldn't even like keep up with it.
It's a very active community.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I have their page pulled up. I mean, they have 53 people watching right now, and the chat's pretty active still.
Yeah, it's like everybody that watches is really interactive with it. So I mean, and that's cool.
That's what I like. I like the energy from that kind of.
I like the energy, but it was too much to keep up with. Honestly, it wasn't quite the level of like a Destiny stream or something where it's just flying by faster than you could even like make out any of the characters. But it was still fast enough where like I couldn't really comment on anything that anybody was saying or anything, because by the time I got a comment out, it was buried by 20 other comments. So I don't know. I just stopped trying to interact with it. It was impossible. I mean, I know that's appealing for a lot of people, and even if I don't get it, doesn't mean it's bad. I was getting really sick at the time anyway. I was getting really dizzy, and my daughter was going to sleep, and she was crying because she was tired, and so I had a lot of noise around. It was just it probably wasn't the best night for me to try to like interact with the chat like that. But I thought about going on the panel and seeing like what happened with that, but I didn't feel good.
I thought about it too until Simon showed. There's no way I'm going to try to.
Yeah, try to fight that. Yeah,
that. And then Tommy after that. There's no way.
I can do it. He has the same
now.
oppression Olympic stuff at least. I may even edge out Simon.
You can't. You can't. There's nothing you can do. It's just like with Toilet Bowl. There's nothing you can do about those kind of people.
Oh, you haven't seen me try yet.
Well, go on. Go
When?
try. And we can right now. And we can stream it. They're watching some Malcolm X video.
Yeah, go show us how it's done, Hank. I really want to see you do it. I really do.
Streaming it. Yeah, if you can. Is Tommy still on there too? Because both of them at the same time.
He was gone.
Oh,
he was gone.
He usually sticks around. Oh, Joe is still on there.
Yeah, well, Joe came back, I guess, because he wasn't there before.
They might get. They were using some pretty colorful language. They might get my channel.
Yeah, that's true. There's definitely a lot of people in the chat that were spamming some.
Those were the
spamming
trolls.
some stuff.
Some of them were
going on for like 2 freaking hours already.
No, they're gonna go for like 15 hours. He streams all night long into the morning. This is an all night thing.
Oh, like Ghost streams. That's kind of silly.
He does marathon streams, which is what I'm working up to. When I have the community for it.
How many people do you want before you just stream for hours on there? That just seems.
Well, I need enough people on the panel, so it's not just me talking, and I need enough people in the comments interacting with it. But even if I had, we've done 10 or 11 hour book clubs before on Zoom where it's just us talking. Like if I have 3 or 4 people and we're in a good conversation that goes 11 hours, I'm fine with that.
I mean, I'll definitely try to like hang in there with you as long as I could on a marathon stream, but.
And you can take breaks because when I'm like really into some time stops for me anyway. I don't notice that it's 11 hours.
Yeah, we streamed for like 3.5 hours today. I didn't even realize it had been that long. Whenever we stopped, I saw the when you close the stream out, and I saw it pop up on my thing as like, Jeff just streamed this. I saw the timestamp on it. I was like, shit, we were on 3.5 hours. I didn't even realize.
That's because we had guests that kept coming on and having interesting conversations. That's what kept.
Well, yeah, the comments kept it going.
So as long as there's people willing to come on and keep the conversation going,
yeah, definitely.
I'm willing to keep the stream going, and let's have something to do. Because that's what I wanted this for to begin with. I mean, during COVID, we had that 24-hour Zoom, so I was all day keeping a Zoom going.
You just had it just running all the time?
Yeah, we had a team of volunteers that would switch off. What are comments?
Comments. Come on, Joshua. Come on. Join the panel.
Were you on machines? Oh, Busker's on. Hank was going to go and teach us how to deal with trolls.
Here's the thing. I like to stake them out first, just so I can know the weaknesses.
We'll watch him for a while.
Yes.
His weaknesses will show up pretty early.
Yeah, right now it's Machine Lies, Simon, Joe Cool, TCPS, and Cecil Drake. He was on there before, but he wasn't saying anything.
Cecil he's like a regular there. He sleeps on the stream. Like once he signs on, he's there all night, and he'll have his pillow, and he'll sleep, and then he'll wake up and talk some more.
That's weird. I don't know why you'd want to sleep on the stream, but hey, Josh, what's up, man?
It's I think Cecil actually finds comfort from sleeping while there's a conversation going in the background. It's actually more common than people think. Yeah,
I can see that actually. I think about it kind
on stream. That's stupid.
Well, the on stream part is just a little. Usually, like if you're sleeping and it involves a camera, it comes across as a little creepy. But the act of doing it with noise in the background. Some people do it with radios. Some people just like the conversation.
We had people on the Zoom that would sleep on the Zoom because they had anxiety and they found it comforting to be around other people while they tried to sleep.
I usually have on YouTube videos when I'm sleeping, almost always. I put on my favorite thing to put on is like Mystery Science Theater 3000. I'll put because I grew up watching that show so much, so the voices of like Mike and the robots are just very soothing to me. So I'll sleep a lot better if I have that in the background than with nothing at all.
I think it's bad manners to sleep while you're broadcasting.
No, this is not the crowd that really cares about etiquette.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, I kind of agree with you, Hank. But at the same time, like, yeah, he's right. It's just not the crowd.
When you factor in neurodivergent, which probably 75-80% of these people have, you have to be loose with the etiquette.
It's kind of one of those things where, like, I'm sure the very first time that whoever, fell asleep on the stream, they probably didn't expect it to be like, cool with everybody. And then when nobody complained about it, they was like, well, fuck, I'll just do it more. So that's what I would imagine happened anyway. I can't imagine it was anybody's plan originally to go to sleep on stream, but, probably fell asleep by accident or something, I would guess. I don't know. How's it going?
You guys were talking about ML stream a little while ago.
Yeah, were you on it?
Over there.
I went by there, listened to the conversation. Just a little too heavy for me. We're just talking about drugs and spirituality. I get a little. It's the language that's used. Just goes right over my head.
Oh, okay. Because we talk about that on here sometimes too.
Yeah.
It's some of our filler conversation, I guess.
I'm going to get high. It would be okay if it was like, okay, well, I got high. I had a dream and I dreamed about God. Okay. I can kind of like, the way that's worded, I can understand. The other part of it that becomes problematic is, I took a bunch of, I don't know, peyote or some shit, right? And all of a sudden now I'm trying to like, explain quantum entanglement where I have this connection to another person and I'm like, okay, yeah, we're going to start using these words now. Damn it.
Yeah, you're talking about what Sarah was talking about. Yeah. I heard that part of it. Yeah, we were there for that part, but I don't know. It devolved into trolling. I don't know. It may not be that now, but it was just like two trolls like trying to out troll each other for a while.
Yeah, EBT and flat toilet or toilet bowl, he showed up, and that's it started to degenerate real fast.
Yeah, he was just
Yeah.
in the comments though. He wasn't on the stream that I saw. Did he get into the show?
Not that I saw, but I think I left before you guys did.
Yeah, it was the Simon guy and Aluma. What'd you say his name was? Aluma Tommy or something like that?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Tommy. Tommy's combative as hell. If you get him up on the stream, you're gonna get a fight with
I
somebody.
can't stand Tommy. Sorry, Tommy, if you're watching. I don't like you.
I never. I get along with Tommy. I mean, he's combative. If you get the wrong person, I guess he's got his own shit list, and you get the wrong person on the stream with him, there's gonna be a scrap. And I was just like, okay, I get along with him, no problem. But I don't know. I don't have a lot of conflict with a lot of people.
Yeah, you are kind of chill. You tend to lay low and speak thoughtfully.
Which is weird because 15 years, that was not my job. I mean, I was like supposed to be I thought I was decent at my job, maybe, but in personal life, it's kind of like, I don't know. I just don't see any point in half of it. But that's me. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
I'm
not
getting
cost
old.
efficient. You just get your surgical strikes in, and then there's less mess to clean up.
Yeah, I can't figure out the point of it at all. What do you get? Hey, honestly, what do you get with fighting with people on the internet? What's
I don't know. There's an
it's
endorphin rush.
validation.
There's
It's
something
validation
you get from it.
winning your argument and embarrassing them, and you get your views. That's what you get.
But there's something intrapersonally you get too. There's some chemical rush, or I do, that I get from it. That's back in even in the AOL days. I would sit in the chat. Me and my friends would sit in the chat room and fight with everybody, or they fight with us. And
Okay, so
there's something about competition and clash that
competition makes sense, but would imply that there's some kind of goal to win with the comp. Or I don't know, maybe competition changed.
Topping the pyramid, obviously. Topping the hierarchy.
If this is going to be a weird pyramid, because this is like basically watching the Special Olympics. Doesn't matter if you win. At the end of the day, you're still that R word.
You start in the nobody circuit. Then in a year or two, you get to go travel to Texas and be on modern day debate.
Yeah, at a certain point, those kind of fights do kind of evolve to the point where all I actually hear is it just like as a drone that I can't. Where my brain just stops hearing words, and it just
because you're trying to logically process the situation, but that's not the way you receive it. It's like Jerry Springer. It's not. You're not trying to listen to the logical arguments that his guests are making.
Maybe I just need to get myself drunk before I go on that kind of a panel, and then maybe it would make sense to me. I'm a very happy drunk. I don't really like feeling drunk. I don't like the way it makes me feel at all. But when I actually do manage to get drunk, which it's not terribly easy, because I process alcohol so quickly, it doesn't stay in my bloodstream very long. But if I actually get myself drunk, I'm not like an angry or belligerent drunk at all. I just get really like silly. I don't really. It's very similar to the way most people get when they get stoned, but I don't really enjoy the way it makes me feel because I'm already. The vertigo always makes me dizzy enough. So, the head swimmingness, oh man, it kills me. So I don't really drink more than I'll take a couple of shots to kill the pain for my back and stuff like that. But that's about all I could really handle. But yeah, I feel yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a shy drunk. If I drink, I want to talk even less than I do now. So I usually do not like the alcohol.
Well, I talk as much probably, and it probably makes less sense like you would expect, but I don't get angry or anything. I'm not an angry drunk in any way. So
I don't know about getting drunk and getting on some of these panels. I've already got a problem with confusion. I don't think I need something else to make me more confused. I
hear that.
I swear I'm changing my name to Perpetual Confusion. That's going to be my new name soon.
What you seem so coherent when
you want to do it now?
I've seen you. What are you confused about all the time?
Well, okay, so it just takes me a little bit longer. Maybe I'm getting old. It takes me a little longer to understand they'll word it in a way, okay, maybe I might figure it out like an hour later, right? As to, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, I think I might have gotten it a little faster. Maybe I'm getting old. Maybe I'm just not my crowd anymore. I don't know.
You seem perfectly articulate and comprehensive to me. I haven't noticed you seeming like slow in any sense, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, okay, so I guess maybe it's who I'm communicating with. Like, okay, so obviously today I was on the racist panel again.
Okay.
Obviously, I got an addiction. I can't help it. So I'm talking. God, I can't remember his name. His nickname is Rock, or it used to be. Now it's called Blackest something. I don't know. The dude, I kind of actually like him. He's just a little bit slower, but it's not his fault. It's just he was raised in an environment that's also got like a political leaning on top of it, and I'm trying to figure out like how he got there, right? And so we're having a conversation, and for some odd reason, CT just decided, oh, well, I'm going to let these two talk. And he runs off the panel, leaves me with him. And I'm like, oh, you asshole, right? Like, I need a little help with communication here, right? But so, okay. So I'm asking questions, and all of his answers are like, these weird type of diatribes. But I'm picking up a good 20%, which is, I can work with it, right? But it took me a long time to figure out that what he called donations, he really meant lobbyists, shit like that, right? I still never got down to the core of it, because everybody in the chat were like, well, Josh is just talking with an idiot. And I'm like, he's not really an idiot. Like, he knows what he's saying. It's just worded in a different way. Leave me alone. Let me catch up, right? I'll get there, but I never could. It's because it's not entertaining enough.
I don't know.
Maybe that was him. And not
yeah,
you.
it sounds like a him problem, to be honest.
It wouldn't have been so bad, except he was claiming to be like a business owner or some shit like that. And I'm like, I don't know. Might be an under the table cash business. That might make sense. I can't understand how you would come to any of these policy conclusions, as a taxpayer, but okay.
Well, registering a business is pretty easy. Even I could do it a few times.
Even drug dealers really damn good at business. Like, no matter like where you're at, like they comprehend it, right? It's just a different it's a different world, right? So there's different expressions. It's the same thing across the board. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm not good enough. I couldn't identify a drug dealer in the crowd. So,
well, like on the internet, no. On the street, maybe. But their comprehension levels right there, they would just be. You could put a crack dealer in a furniture store management position. They'd pretty much figure it out really fast. They won't be interested in the job very long because it's kind of dull, but they could definitely do the job.
Yeah, the furniture store manager doesn't pay as well as a crack dealer.
Yeah, so I mean, it just is the thing that it is. So I mean.
Unless they can figure out a way to sell crack through the furniture store, then they'd probably be prepared with that.
Oh my God! Well, I mean, yeah, there's your shipping. I could see Lazy Boy shipping internationally, and yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not really a salesman. I'm more of a repairman.
I hear you there. I used to do tech support too. You said you do tech support from home or something like that?
Yeah, I did tech support before, yes.
Okay.
I trained in logistics right now. I trained the new trainer we hired in the trailer this morning.
Where do you work? Well, I mean, what do you work for? Like a warehouse type company or something?
Yeah, parcel shipping.
Okay. I used to work for Amazon. I worked for Amazon like 5 years, so in the warehouse and from home as doing tech and customer support. So I just curious.
Yeah.
Oh, I consider repair to be really easy. I don't understand why people like struggle with it, right? The proper amount of force,
Josh.
You don't even know. I mean, even though it's got pictures and really easy to follow along, but the right amount of force with your foot into any electronic device will definitely fix it.
What?
Yeah, if you repair such an electro boom way.
Yeah, your computer breaks. You just basically, throw it down on the floor, kick it around a little bit, hit the power button again. If it doesn't turn on, you end up with a new computer one way or the other.
I can actually fix computers, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's one way of dealing with it, though. If you can't fix
you
it,
need
just
to
make sure
finesse
it's really
the-
broken.
You need to
Wait,
finesse of a
see-
Lego builder.
It deals with it, it fixes the computer problem, plus it fixes your stress problem. It's a it just works all the way around.
That's
There's
one way
one
of
way
looking
to
at it.
fix stress. That's why I recommend getting refurbs. So when you repair computers that way, it doesn't break your budget.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I build most of my computers except for this laptop I'm using. I used to have like 3 desktops. I had to sell a couple of them. But
I
some
Yeah, I
of them
miss-
went
built
in storage.
this desktop too.
I miss a desktop. I miss one. I travel too much, so I'm stuck with a laptop. I'd much prefer a desktop.
Yeah, I had fun building them. I built 2 of them during the pandemic, and one I'd had for a long time. I still do have 2. Like I have 2 towers because I have my old one I turned into a Plex server. And it just sits there and just it's just got an old Core i7 and it just sits there and runs all day. But yeah, I went all out and did like the water cooling RGB thing and all that stuff like that. It was fun, it was fun to it's like a whole new way of building computers than it was when I learned how to build computers. So I learned it was like when we still had like the beige towers,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I haven't built a water cooler thing yet because I don't use as much processing power needed to make it worth a damn. So I just didn't bother budgeting and building one yet.
Yeah, that was back when I still had income and stuff like that. So that's why I had to sell 2 of my computers just because I had to pay bills and stuff like that. But before we managed to find any government support programs, stuff like that we've had to assist on last year or so. Anyway.
Yeah, right now I'm only using like 30% of my 4 CPUs, and I'm broadcasting this and listening to the machine live. So
You're still
I'm
listening to
not
it?
using it enough. I'm not using
What's
my computer
what's
hard
going
enough.
on? Catch
Yeah,
us
what's
up.
going on over there?
What's going on over there?
Oh, it's still the same panel. Looks like
It's like Joe's still there, still Simon.
the same trolls.
still-
They're fighting. He's fighting with the trolls in the comments.
Told you. That's why I left. I was like, I'm done.
It's like even the people in the comments, like no one's really saying anything interesting. It's just people yelling at each other, and it's not even like they're not even like being clever, or funny, or anything. It's just whatever. I
Yeah,
don't
they
know.
had a decent conversation going for a while. Cascade
Yeah.
was on there. TCPS.
Yeah, when Cascadian was on there, I was watching it mostly because he's a cool guy. I like it. He was on our stream earlier. He's a good guy. But he wasn't really talking much though. Him and his girlfriend were just kind of sitting there, kind of like laughing at some stuff. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame her. She's probably I didn't come here for this shit.
No, yeah. I'll go back to when ML goes back to doing philosophy and stuff like that. I'll
If he
conspiracy
stays
theories.
on it.
Yeah, when he goes back to that stuff, I'll go back to the community.
Machines
and hang
like
out.
Simon looks like he could go all night, and machines like me, where he's not going to notice that Simon's been doing this for 4 or 5 hours.
I don't know. I mean, consider what we were talking about earlier today about unconscious biases and stuff. And you were saying you don't think people are that unconscious of it. I have a hard time believing he's not conscious of it. He seems like he knows exactly what he's doing to me because, like, he'll pull people down and put just the trolls up there, and he doesn't do anything with it besides just like.
But I'm talking about the link, like the that he's stuck in a drama loop for as long as he is.
Maybe so, but
That happened to me when I went on history. I didn't realize I was doing this for 4 hours back and forth.
Oh, you're talking about with ML?
Yeah, with Toilet Bowl.
Oh, he's got there's two really good reasons for him to do it. One, it's built up his traffic. It's an uptick. I mean, don't get me wrong, he ain't getting thousands of views, but it is an uptick, right? And so it's drawing people it's drawing popularity to his channel, right? So there's a benefit. The other part of it is he was really pissed off. It might take him a little while to get over it. So there's really no incentive for him to not do this.
Yeah.
What was he pissed off about?
They made it so personal. Oh, they went after his family and everything.
They
pulled up pictures of his wife and her social media and started showing pictures and commenting on it. Like they take it really ugly once they like target somebody. Okay. You kept seeing that clip. He kept posting that clip of that one guy pulling the gun. That was on his stream.
Yeah, I know. I saw that, and I don't. But that guy's still in his chat, and he could kick him out. He could kick him out.
In fact, he wanted him to come on the show.
Yeah, why would he want that? Except for, I'm just saying he knows what he's doing. I don't think that it's accidental.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
My strategy is going to challenge one of them to a debate with ML's crowd moderation or just decent moderation, and if I just knock him out in a half hour and be done, then whine and cry for like 15 hours.
Well, they won't do a debate because they can't find anybody, or they don't know of anybody that's like a neutral party moderator that'll actually enforce, like, say, equal speaking time or something like that. It's going to diverge down into like.
I can moderate, but when he pulled the gun, that crossed it. Like he lost any debate right then and there.
I'd be happy to moderate.
Nothing to resolve after that.
I'd be happy to moderate. I'm good at moderating. I will absolutely kick people, though. I'm ruthless about that shit. I don't tolerate trolling bullshit. Not if you're trying to have an actual debate. Nah, you're gonna start to like scream and talk over everybody. I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna kick you if you keep doing it, and I'm not gonna let you back on.
I don't know why they don't. Like
there's no reason not to. Really,
like the Crucible doesn't do it. Machine doesn't do it. And part of it might be for ratings. I don't know.
It is. I'm sure it's for clicks, I guess. But I don't know. To me, like the only thing you're going to attract, you might attract more clicks, but you're attracting more garbage clicks. More views from people that you don't really. They're not going to like ultimately help your stream out any. Yeah, and you're gonna scare off all the people that you do want on your stream. The people that are actually going to make it interesting and worthwhile. So I don't see how it's a short-term gain that's going to have long-term negative consequences. And Machine Lies seems a lot smarter than that, but I guess he's got some sort of theory or some sort of plan he's working off of. It seems pretty weird. If he was that pissed about the gun thing and the going after his family, then why invite them back? I don't get it. But
it's just a new iteration dumpster fire streams, I guess. Dumpster fire, what's it called?
Oh yeah, that was definitely
it's just a new iteration.
Definitely a weird subgenre of streams is the dumpster fire / blood sport type shit. I've watched some of them, and occasionally, if the personalities are really good, entertaining, it might be kind of fun for a little while. But nobody except for TCPS is on his panel right now, and him. Like TCPS and like him, and Joe seems fine, but I don't know. Cecil wasn't really talking, and Simon was talking over everybody. I don't know who Busker is, so.
Busker's cool.
Busker's cool. Okay.
He plays Cajun music.
All right, that's cool. I mean,
he just started his own stream. He has his own stream too.
See, right now it looks like it's still the same people, the same ones.
Yeah, they're gonna go on for a while. Cecil's gonna be there all night.
Yeah, they're definitely at least the next 2 hours they'll still be fighting.
I mean, I don't mind a little bit of it, but I can't. I mean, a little bit of it's kind of like it's kind of like spices or salt in your cooking type thing. When you have something like that, it can add some flavor, but a little goes a long way. And you let that shit like overpower the dish, then nobody's gonna eat it.
Well, I mean, let's be fair here, right? Like, we're old. We don't care anymore, right? We've been this. We remember. We don't want to go back to junior high, right?
That's
now
right.
For them, it could be the case that that's nostalgia for them. They want to return back to that period. Get a little experience in their life. They'll get over it. We all grow up sooner or later.
Well, some of them don't look much younger. Like Cecil doesn't seem like he's much younger than we are.
Cecil seems very unique.
Yeah, well, Cecil, it's in one ear and out the other with him. He doesn't particularly care one way or the other.
Cecil looks like he's nodding off already.
Yeah, I told you, he's just there. As long as they keep talking, he's in comfort land. He'll lay right down, go to sleep.
He must have grown up in at like a house where everyone was fighting or something all the time.
That's how I did.
it's
I can
comforting.
sleep around noise to this day
Yeah.
because I grew up
Yep.
the same way. I'm just immune to it.
I didn't grow up with a lot of fighting or anything, but I must admit, like whenever I was in my like teenage years and 20s, stuff like that, I remember I lived in some houses with a lot of other people at one point or another, and like I got really good at sleeping through noise like that. And I think I got some of it just from the fact that my dad was a minister when I was younger, and so we spent a lot of time at the church, and I would fall asleep, during church services and stuff like that. Because it'd be these long things like that where my parents would just be having talks or discussions with people long into the night. And so that was like something that was just regular for me when I was growing up. But it wasn't like angry though. It wasn't like people screaming. It was just people talking. But, a lot of people, usually it was people pretty laughing and having a good time. Usually it wasn't like, so people like laughing, making jokes. That's really comforting for me. People actually angry and screaming, I don't think I could really sleep with that. But I mean, if you grew up with it, I guess you grew up with it. So, everyone's different.
But I will say, I don't think
Cecil woke
anyone on the
up.
stream today was angry.
looks so
I didn't hear
nervous.
any angry screaming.
It wasn't angry like that, but I don't know. Simon's belligerent enough that it may not have
He's
been.
just impassioned
It may not have.
and high and probably crazy.
Yeah, well, there are all those things, certainly. He's definitely those things.
I mean,
I would-
there is
I
a
would-
certain corner of the internet where people like that thrive. They find their little niche.
I'd be happy for, like TCPS or somebody to come over and talk to us. He's pretty interesting. I think he's got a lot of interesting things to say, but I guess he must be into like, getting on those drama
Simon.
panels like
Oh
that
no,
too.
he is still there. Yeah, I don't
He's still
know.
there.
Like, I don't know. Should we poach him?
Yeah, see, I don't know.
I can't
I don't-
imagine.
I don't have a
enjoying Simon.
I don't know
You
how
try,
you
you
would
make
do
an
that
attempt to
without, like,
poach
being
him. That'd be
obvious.
hilarious. You try to contact him, see to make an attempt.
Is he in Discord or anything?
Yeah,
I
I
wish
guess I
YouTube had a messaging system where you could actually direct message people in YouTube. That would be cool. Like, I don't know why they don't have that, to be honest. It's
Abuse.
Yeah, I think. Wait a second. I think you almost can. You
you can block and mute people. I mean, if you can block and mute people like you can Twitter, I don't see why it'd be different. I mean, I see what you're saying about abuse, but I don't know. I don't think it's any.
You can comment on their
Worse.
channel. I think
No,
in the community tab.
You can't even pull up profiles.
Oh
No, you
yeah,
can't.
never mind.
People in the comment, you have to manually search for them on YouTube.
Yeah. Well, about the abuse, it's something else for them to police. YouTube's changed ownership twice, and so I don't know. They might have some staffing problems too.
They changed
every
ownership
once-
twice, but Google doesn't own them anymore.
Oh,
Who's the last owner?
yeah, Google's now the current owner. It's just when they did the switchover. You ever notice that there was like a hiccup, like reporting videos and things like that? Like every once in a while, there's a hiccup in it where it just seems to take longer or some shit.
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
never reported a video in my life.
Yeah,
Well, a lot of people are
I just-
commenting like,
Don't watch it.
yeah, a lot of people are commenting here and there, like, oh, well, like those takedown, what are those DMCA takedown, whatever the hell they're called.
Yes.
You just they sometimes they have like slow responses, sometimes they have very fast responses, sometimes they have automated responses. Of course, it's Google, right? Like they're always kind of doing some weird shit, but I don't think they really give a shit about having to deal with moderation. I think they really like an automated system, and so if you're dealing with like text messaging, God, like imagine like reading everybody's emails, that kind of thing, and then everybody, how people are with fucking reports. People just, he said a bad word, I don't like it, and so they'll hit the report button. Well, that shit gets dumped into somebody's damn inbox, right? They got to deal with that, even if it's an army of people. It's just not really an appealing thing to deal
You
with.
can report email.
Oh, actually, yes.
Yeah, it's in Google. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you put it in the spam
You
folder.
just flag
You can report
spam
it.
folder.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, so there's DNS servers that well shit.
Well, you can report spam, report phishing.
Yeah, that's actually built into the like the host. Like if you got Google or if you're using Outlook or something, they got that built in. But there's actually other services that we hope that they bleed into, but you can actually report to that too. Get enough reports on a single DNS. We're not talking about just a specific email. You'll take out that back part too. You can take out an advertiser real fast that way. What is that called? IB something. 1 second. IMF box. MX Records. That's what it's called. MX
Yes, the mail records.
Yeah. There's like shit. I think I recall, like it might have started out with like 4 or 5 different servers. Now there's like, I don't know, 37 up to like, no, it's up to 50 now. Different services. They all got their own, like, I don't know, phishing scam recorders. You can get blocked on one and end up getting like pulled off of another. Like they all fight with each other. But once you get on one of them, it's nasty. It is real nasty.
Yeah, what I do to avoid getting on one is I don't host my own emails. I use a cheap email host service. It's not Google or Microsoft, but I just use shared hosting, then host email there, then someone else deals with most of the busy work. Other than if you do spam, you can still get your MX in trouble. But other than that, it's not you avoid all the other crazy stuff like the hackers and stuff.
Yeah, shared hosting actually used to be really useful about like 15 years ago, but that was the problem, right? You'd end up okay, so like somebody'd have a website for like a year or so, and you'd be the asshole that come in and you're the next guy in line. You're building up a new website. You don't need the same name. You just need that same to be located on that same box. That box would end up being recorded in one of those MX records. Here you've got this mass emailer that doesn't appear to work for some strange reason, and you find out your box is landed on that MX record list. You're screwed. Getting off of it's kind of a pain in the ass. Damn, I hated shared hosting for it. It used to be really good, and all that shit came about. Ruined it. Like I said, it always takes like a couple assholes to really ruin everything.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does.
Well, everyone's still stealing a lot of shared hosting, so I haven't had since I stopped hosting my own emails. I haven't had an issue getting my emails delivered really, unless when my domain's expired. Then I just renew it. I had to cancel a credit card or something once.
One of the benefits of the social media is especially being tied in with like the API connectors, right? Like you can send messages to somebody's Facebook or something like that. So kind of bypass the whole mass mail outs and those, I don't know, what do they call it, the fancy email templates and shit like that. That's a thing of the past now, apparently. Which is kind of a shame. That was a lot more simplistic. This API shit's a pain in the ass.
It's mostly key value stuff, except that people charge for API access, which is annoying.
Only in like large bulk, like YouTube's is pretty much available, unless you want to, like, I don't know, hit up like thousands and thousands and thousands of records. Then they're probably going to want to charge something.
I mean, Reddit's charging. There's a controversy like April or so this year because they raised the rates, which means a lot of the applets will not be able to afford to call Reddit's API.
And Twitter did the same thing.
And well, I mean, to be fair, right? Like, I mean, shit. All of these videos on YouTube, you know how much damn space that takes?
Oh,
like
my. They're losing tons of money in that space alone, plus the bandwidth.
So, I mean, obviously they're making money through advertisement, but
Yeah,
So it
Google's
comes
got money
down
to
to the
burn.
question: how much does it cost to operate?
Well, most videos don't lose money, so
Well, yeah, in theory. I mean, obviously, they're definitely not losing money. They'd have to be. If they were losing money, it wouldn't be a business anymore.
yeah.
But
I mean, the
damn.
machine lies with their freaking picking out videos, probably taking like 20 gigabytes by itself.
This is true. This is true.
Oh, definitely. I mean, yeah, I mean, I think Google is basically letting YouTube probably operate at a loss more than less just because they can dominate the online video space. Like nothing has really come up as any kind of real competition for them. I mean, Rumble is probably the closest thing that anyone's come to, and I don't think it's
And
ever
nobody
gonna
uses it.
YouTube. Yeah. I mean,
So,
some
yeah,
people
They
have
tried
fled there.
Odyssey for a while.
Yeah, Odyssey, then Rumble, then we have
BitChute.
Curiosity Stream, BitChute. I can't call BitChute even competition. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
too
it's garbage
bad.
tier.
It's too bad.
Daily
I can't even
Motion.
call it competition.
It's like Daily Motion. It's garbage tier shit. But
Yeah.
Daily Motion actually isn't as bad as it used to be. They've actually improved things quite a bit over there because I've occasionally found a video that was on there, and
Yeah, I
I've
find a
been
lot of free
surprised by
stuff
the
on there.
fact I've been surprised by how well their software and everything works now. It's pretty close to YouTube's functionality, but still, there's nothing but garbage on the platform. It's mostly like spam and bullshit like that. So, but Daily
I will
Motion's
be
been
right
around since the
back.
early days. Okay. Yeah, Daily Motion's been around for longer than I don't know if it hasn't been around longer than YouTube. It's been around almost as long. I remember seeing Daily Motion videos going back to maybe before I even really used YouTube that much.
Yeah, it's before YouTube, pretty much.
Was it before?
Yeah, it's like the Facebook of it's like the MySpace of YouTube, really.
Yeah, for real. Or maybe even the Friendster, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I was really active on MySpace back in the day. I met my wife on MySpace. I met the movie director that I worked with for over 10 years on MySpace. And before MySpace went the way of the dodo, or really the way of the spam bot, because like it just got overtaken by spam from bands and shit, and nobody used it anymore. But I used to love MySpace because MySpace was really focused on actually meeting new people. And Facebook's whole thing is like only talk to the people you already know. So I've never really cared for Facebook that much. It's just a way to talk to my mom these days.
I don't know
Yeah, I'm
about
glad I
you.
never made a Facebook account.
I only ever had one friend on MySpace. That was Tom. I hated that asshole. He came with the account. I really hated him.
I knew tons of people on MySpace back in the day, but yeah, not a long time. Obviously, it's not. I don't think the site even there anymore. Is it? Is it still even operational?
Yeah, it still operates. Now, whether your account's still there or not, that's a
No.
different story.
Mine definitely
I know.
isn't.
Mine's
I wouldn't know how to
definitely
get into it anyway. I wouldn't even know what the login was anymore. I don't even remember what email I used back then. I probably had like a Yahoo account or something, to be honest. I have no idea what my email login for MySpace used to be, but I don't think it's really a social media site anymore. It's just for music posting or something, I think, if it's still operating.
Is it even still around?
Yes.
I don't
That's
Oh, they said it was. Let's see, MySpace.
Yeah, it exists. And has Facebook sign on and Twitter sign on. That's ironic.
Yeah, that really is funny. What does it even have on here? And we should stream what Okay, actually, you click on it. I clicked on it using Facebook to log in. It says app not active. This app is not accessible right now, and the app developer is aware of the issue. You'll be able to log in when the app is reactivated. So it kind of sounds like maybe it's there but not operating anymore. I don't know.
I just tried to pull up my page. It said page not found.
I can't get into it. I can't get past the login.
Me neither. And I guess it's trying. I guess it's not really up. Just a splash page.
Yeah, just the splash page, and there's this like weird little like toolbar down here at the bottom. That's like, just start typing to find music. So I guess you don't even have to. Does that work?
Wait, I've
Let's see
got
here.
this somewhere. MySpace.com/MySpace gets me to somewhere. It looks like we're SoundCloud.
Okay, so it's basically just SoundCloud now. That
Yes,
makes sense.
SoundCloud was worse.
Mothica's newest mental health based track. Yeah, they have a ton of music stuff. Bikini Kill. Yeah, yes. Oh yeah, the Stones are coming out with a new album.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't believe they're still alive. That's amazing.
In fact, it might even be out.
Yeah, the only thing I can get to work is if you hit join and go to join with an email address, it brings up a form. I don't think I'm going to fill it out right now, but I can't get anything to come up with Facebook or Twitter login, so I don't even know what the fucking point is. I just think
I got in.
Oh, you got in?
Yes.
It won't even pull up for me. If I hit the Twitter one, it just loads, and the Facebook one says that the app isn't working. So I don't know.
Yeah, I logged in with Twitter, then I backed out, and I scrolled down on my search engine. Then I got in via MySpace.com/MySpace, and it looks like a worse SoundCloud.
Okay. It considering how long it's been around, it ought to be a better SoundCloud. But yeah, I mean, I have a SoundCloud, but SoundCloud works great. I think SoundCloud's a great platform. I wish it was. It gets buried in spam a lot of times too. But looking over here at their stream, let's see, still same people: Busker, Drake, Joe Cool, Simon, Machine Lies. They're watching more videos of cops pulling people over for some reason. I don't know. It doesn't really seem like it's on topic for Machine Lies, but maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe he's talking about how the cops are part of the machine.
Maybe so.
Yeah, I wish I had like an audio parsing bot so I could just get summary of this. And I can't watch 15-hour streams all the time.
Yeah, for real.
You come in and out of them. I don't sit there glued to the stream for 15 hours, but I check in
Josh.
on it throughout the night. Oh, take care. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
he'll
probably be back. But
the wife. Yeah, she's. It sounds like that's not somebody you want to keep waiting.
Yeah, I imagine so. I think that's probably true of most people's wives if they have them. My wife is pretty patient and nice about stuff, but I try not to keep her waiting just because I don't want to. I feel like we shouldn't. But if I had to, she wouldn't freak out on me. But I've known some Vietnamese women in the past, and yeah, they can be quite something. I don't know what to say really. I knew a girl who her mother, I think, was Vietnamese, and like I remember going to her house once, and her mom like had this like, man, she had like one of those voices that could just like cut glass. It was so piercing and grating, and like she would come and like start yelling at her in Vietnamese about stuff, and it was very stressful because it sounded very chaotic, and like I couldn't understand anything they were saying. But even her daughter seemed very stressed by it, so I don't even know. it was I don't think I hung out with that girl like 2 or 3 times total. It was a long time ago. So are you over there looking at the other stream?
No, yeah, it looks like there's some drama starting in the comments.
Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, this El Pistolero guy, I mean, I kind of feel what he's coming from. He's a dude, I like you, TML. I stood up for you and the wrong done to you. Why can't you vet who you host? I would assume you would want to. Who cares if they want to answer and then don't host them until they do? Yeah, I don't know why he's so open to people that are kind of destroying his stream. Adaptable ought to come over here too, for that matter. He's a cool guy. I wish he'd come over here and hang out with us. I don't know what he's doing over there in that garbage fire right now. It doesn't look very interesting to me.
He's a mod there.
Yeah. Cascadian made some mods in that stream last night. I was surprised, but I didn't even know I didn't know how that worked. I'd never seen that message come up before. I was like, what the hell is this? And like, it was like, oh, you're now a mod. Just means
I know when I'm a mod, I feel more of an obligation to stick around for the stream.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. I
so
felt
hang on
I did
ranches
feel
so can
somewhat
get
obligated.
views. That's a new one.
The
What was
what?
that?
They hand out wrenches so they have more viewers. That's the new one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe because Machine Lies one night he made like half the chat, most of the chat mods. He was just making everybody mods, and then they all started blocking each other and kicking people, and he had to go back and like take them off a mod and unblock all the people they were blocking.
It seems like he's just applying chaos principles of things, just seeing what happens if he does this or does that.
Yeah, he might be a Discordian. He's very experimental. He's just figured out. He's willing to like learn as he goes, and he doesn't really care what the consequences are. Like tonight, he's like, oh, I just lost 8 viewers by showing Simon. Fuck it, I don't care. So I don't have to worry about audience capture with him.
So yeah, you're gonna have as much drama as you want as soon as we get popping up that they know that we exist and we're streaming. So it's gonna be like SmackDown versus Raw in probably like 2 weeks or so.
Wait, say that again?
It's gonna be like SmackDown versus Raw in about 2 weeks once we stream enough that they know
versus
we exist.
Who?
SmackDown versus Raw.
Yeah, like the wrestling, you know.
Yes,
the wrestling.
Yeah, in about
SmackDown versus Raw.
Yes, in about 2 weeks.
Versus who? I'm still not hearing the
Raw. You don't the show the one.
You never watched
SmackDown?
WWE?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't know about that.
It's wrestling stuff. I never.
So you're
wrestling,
saying our stream's gonna be fighting with other streams in 2 weeks?
Well, this one stream that we're kind of stalking, yes. Once they know that we exist, yes.
We're not stalking.
Well, what? How about this, Hank? How about let's make an experiment. Why don't you go into their chat? Go into their chat and mention something about like, hey, I'm going over to their stream and see if anybody comes with you. If me or Jeff do it, it's going to seem like we're poaching.
But what? But listen, what? No, because they have us on video, like planning it ahead of time right here. All they have to do is come watch the stream.
Sure.
But
I mean,
this
I'm
is what
not,
I'm
I'm not
worried
hiding
about.
it.
I have seen the level of like how little it takes to trigger drama wars with these people.
You're right. I mean, you're the one saying you like drama. Where it's like, let's just stir some.
Yeah,
up.
I know, but I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want.
Yeah, I don't want it right now either.
Machine.
I'm actually gonna leave this stream to go to bed so I can go to work in about 3 or so minutes. I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Sign off of this stream. Not go on that stream today. Maybe tomorrow if I feel like it.
That's why I was joking anyway. I wouldn't really want you to do that.
Yeah, Tuesdays and Saturdays. That's the only days he streams.
Tuesday and Saturday. Well, I do just both of those days.
Yeah, I wouldn't really want you to do that. I was joking, but
I don't want to. Like, I don't want to go. I feel like this is like mob competition tactics or something. I don't want to steal his audience or anything.
No, I know.
I go out of my way to try to stream when other people are not streaming.
I get that.
Tonight, they weren't having the conversations that we wanted to have.
Yeah, I mean, I would have jumped in over there.
I would have gone on too. I was not prepared to stream tonight. I would have definitely gone on this panel, but I'm not going on and trying to compete with Simon and Illuminati.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, me neither. Yep. Not now.
I would have gone on if Simon wasn't there, but that guy was he was grating my nerves. So, I mean, because everybody else, even if they were being loud or belligerent, like I could deal with any of them, but I don't know. Like
I even messaged Chris. I said, "Do you want to go on after Simon leaves?" And he's still on there. So we would have never gotten on.
He never would have. Yeah, he never would have.
But I think if we decide what we want this to be, which it's pretty much just turning organically into a conversation space.
Yeah.
And like make it something that will attract the type of people we want to have conversations with, like the other night when we had that conversation about men's mental health and all that.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I think if we just keep doing that, it doesn't matter what these other channels do. We're still going to have something unique to offer.
Yeah.
Now Toilet Earth is there and Simon's gone. So.
Oh, he's on the stream?
Yeah, now Toilet Earth is on the stream and Simon's gone.
I'm sorry. See, I get sucked into this. I want to take a peek.
Okay, go ahead.
Not your Muslim daddy, Toilet Bowl.
And I do have to say this guy has been on my panels before, but I didn't know he was a predator.
both of
I didn't know he was such a
both-
predator.
both
You're not
Drew-
allowed on my
both
panels
Drew and Toilet
anymore.
Bowl, both of
I
their daddies were
disavow you,
predators,
Cecil,
guys.
until you answer
Yo,
it for
both
yourself.
Outline
See,
and
they're
Toilet
almost
Bowl
acting
Earth's
friendly.
daddies were predators. You heard it first here on the Machine Lies.
It's like half
That's fucked up, dude.
highbrow
My
philosophy.
dad
That's a
wasn't a
bad look,
predator. What
Very
the hell are you
That's a
talking
bad
about?
look, Holmes.
Ooh.
That's a bad look, Holmes.
Well, he kicked him.
Boom goes
Thank
the
God.
dynamite, Cecil.
And Cecil's the cheerleader in the background. How can this not be addictive?
I don't know. It's just not for me. But I mean, hey, we could, if you want to end this and go over there right now, that's fine.
No,
we can
no,
go do that.
no,
Because
no,
Toilet Bowl's gone now, so
no.
and Simon's
I think
gone.
he got kicked.
Well, he's back now. It looks like.
No, because is Simon still?
No, Simon's not there. Toilet Bowl is back though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He
but
let
I
him
don't know.
that's my-
Should we go drop in and fight with Toilet Bowl some more?
I'll let
I
you
don't
drop
wanna
it. It's nap time for me now. Talk to you later.
You
Jack.
want to go drop in?
Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Well, I got nothing else to do. All right, Hank. It's been nice talking to you, man. Have a good one.
Have fun.
Hank, are you going drop in?
Then get drop in later. It's nap time for me. I'll be
Okay.
at.
They'll be
the
there.
next-
They'll be
I need
there
to
when you
punch
wake
in
up.
at 4:15 tomorrow. So,
Yeah, get some sleep, man.
yep.
All right. Good seeing you.
Yeah, good
Yep.
seeing you, man.
See ya.
All right, well, let's go ahead and
What do you
end
wait?
this.
Let me well now it's just Toilet Bowl and Cecil.
Oh, it's
and
just
Jay.
bring it back up.
Let me put
Bring it
the
back
sound back on. And see what they're saying.
Yeah, sure.
Like you know, like Plato's chariot, the black and the white horse. The white horse is telling me not to go. Like the wisdom is saying,
Yeah.
don't go. This is really lowering myself. But the
Yeah,
black
you're
horse is like wants to jump right in the middle of that drop.
Well, I was much more interested a minute ago whenever it was like Philip Bowl was one of the 6 people there, but now it's Cecil who doesn't really say anything. I don't know who Hopkinson is, and then
JG,
Toilet
he's
Bowl?
JG. He's cool. He rides trains. He's a train rider. He streams from like a different
Like what, like-
location every time
he, like-
because he's train hopping.
like hobo train, like
Yeah.
he gets in like the.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know people still did that. I mean, like, you can really go
Yeah,
to jail
and he
for that shit.
streams from the,
Wow, that's so.
well,
Wow, that's something. Because
I have another
Yeah,
friend that did that.
I heard, because I know somebody that tried to do that once and he got arrested like right away, and like they let him go with a warning, but it was a really serious warning. I mean, like he had a dad that was a cop, so that's the main reason he got it, the charges dropped. But like they were gonna like put him in jail for like a year just for like illegally riding a train car, and he didn't even get to ride it. He was just trying to hop onto it, and yeah. I don't think I would take that risk. I guess
No,
something
I
that's
don't
fun
trust
for people.
myself to even pull it off with my coordination.
No, definitely not for me. I'd fall and die. I'd fall on the tracks and get run over. I mean, it's because a lot of the time the cars aren't even open anymore. They used to be like, there'd be cars that would be open and stuff like that. Most of the at least the trains around here in the South, I never see any cars where you can just jump onto it. You'd really have to break into that shit. I don't know. I guess maybe it's different up north or something. I don't know where he's train hopping at, but he actually like streams video from like him on these trains and stuff like that.
No, I
That's
don't know if
crazy.
he streams from the train, but I think one night he did.
Oh, cool. I was about to say, like, I guess if he doesn't ever show video, I guess
He has a
don't know
whole
if he's really
YouTube
doing it
channel.
really.
Oh,
Oh, doesn't. Okay, cool. Well, hey, bring it back up on screen. Let's see what they're talking about. I just
yeah,
keep
he
going there and
does.
just-
He does have some videos of him train hopping.
Cool.
I
mean, sounds dangerous, but yeah.
Oh, they're watching this one. This guy did an expose on Toilet Bowl. I was watching it earlier. He has like real world documents, or he did a Freedom of Information request. He has like his mortgage papers and everything.
Oh
and he's
shit!
exposing him. That's what I'm saying. When these wars start, they pull out all the stops.
Oh, did you see Cascadian's like video that he put up earlier today, where he was like streaming as Michael Myers or something?
Oh
weird.
yeah, I saw that the other day.
I started trying to
interview.
watch it, but I wasn't really sure what I understood what I was seeing.
The
Okay,
one he
so
did yesterday, I
rap
think it was a
video.
Q&A for about an hour. That one was really interesting. I'm about halfway through it.
It's a lot of music.
I know it's fast forward machine. This is the intro. This is just poor editing.
Yeah, if I click on a video about something like that and it's got some long fucking intro like this, I just click back off. I don't have time
The intro's
for
like 2 minutes long,
It's so stupid.
and the video's like over an hour. They're probably gonna watch the whole thing.
Oh my god! But Tellable Earth's not there anymore. Simon's not
Just
there,
give me a
so it'd be a
second.
good time to jump on, I guess.
Cecil, who is it? Ice Cool. Oh, Joe.
Yeah, it's Joe,
I don't know.
Cecil, Busker.
It's
Yeah,
up
that's
to
cool.
you.
We can
You
do
want
it. Yeah.
want to?
Why not?
No,
It seems like a
no
good
one's hanging
time.
out here. Joshua
no,
said he'll be back in an hour. Joshua, meet us on Machine Stream.
Yeah, just go over there to Machine Stream. We're going to try to jump on there before the trolls come back.
Okay.
So, all right. I'll see you over there.
And I'll be streaming tomorrow sometime. So,
I'll be there.
all right. Well, bye, guys. We're going over to the drama stream.